As your students complete more open-ended assignments, you'll need to grade these manually. Here I am in my Schoology gradebook, and I can see my students have completed several assignments. Those were graded automatically. But I do notice as I move over to the right, let me scroll over, I have two assignments. This builds mathematical literacy has an indication that it's been completed, but there's a comment saying that it needs to be graded. So if I click on it, it does say activity completed, pending manual grading. So let's go in and actually grade this assignment. When we grade this assignment, it's best to open up the assignment itself inside of Schoology. So here I am, and I'm going to open the mathematical literacy. So as a teacher, I'm now looking at a preview of the assignment I sent my students, and I get an idea of what they were asked to complete. But to grade this manually from Schoology, I need to launch Savaas Realize. So up here in the top left-hand corner, I see that black bar and it says Launch Savaas Realize. This will launch your Savaas Realize account where you can grade, and then the grade will pass from Savaas Realize back to Schoology. So let's do that now. I'm going to launch Savaas Realize. It does launch in a new window, so you can always go back to your main gradebook. And here I see the list of assignments that my students have completed. Here is the Build Mathematical Literacy activity. And it does say 1 of 1 completed, and it gives me an approximate time that it's due. Now, if I open this up, as I click on the assignment, I'm now going to see a submenu appear. And that submenu allows me to view details, allows me to edit the assignment, hide the assignment, preview, which we've already done. But just below that is a score button. This will allow me to score the student's work and any other students that have completed their work as well. So let's go ahead and open and click on score. Now I see my list of students. I have a short list due to the environment that I'm in and using Schoology, but you would see all of your students who have completed their work. All you need to do is open one student. So if you have 20 students in your class, if you have 30 students in your class, open one student who has completed the work by clicking on the arrow. I now see the name of the assigned work, and I can review and score this assignment. Once I open one student's work, I'll be able to move through all students' work. Let me show you what that'll look like. So I'm going to click Review and Score. Now that student's work has appeared. So this particular student has written in blue. They have the ability to type, to write, to use a pencil to bring in images. Their interactive PDF allows them to fill in anything without additional software. When it comes to us grading that, we can use some of those same tools. So I can use a pencil to write on. I can write a signature if I want to put a signature on. I can use an image or a stamp. I can use text. I can draw shapes, lines, anything I might need. I can add a note to my students' work or any type of symbols. So I'm going to just add a note today. Let's do it in pink. There we go. So I can write my students a note right on the document. If I see anything incorrect, if I want to make any comments, I can also use the typing. Another one of my favorite tools, just while we're here, is the stamp tool, especially for our younger students. You can add shapes, check marks, any type of emojis and symbols that you might want to use. So in this case, I'm going to write my students a note. Let's see, I'll say, great job. I love your sentences and thoughts. Okay. So this student's made I have a little note for my students that they will be able to see. I can use any of the other tools to write on top. They'll see any of those comments. When I'm ready to go ahead and score, up in the top right-hand corner, I see the student's name. I see an empty score button. Now, once I put in the score, we want to use a scale of from 0 points to 100 points. If, for example, your Schoology settings are different, if you have it from 0 to 10, that's okay. Schoology will automatically change the grade to your grading system. But while you're grading in Savaas Realize, I recommend you use a scale from 0 to 100, and Schoology will adjust it from there. So in this case, the student did all of the work correctly. We didn't do a few sentences, so I'll go ahead and give them a 90. Now, as I do that and I click enter, that grade is now saved. If I need to edit, I can use the pencil next to the score to edit. And from here, if I had more students, there would be a list of students listed here. So then I could just use my drop-down menu to open to the next student, review their work, type their score, hit enter. I don't have to go back to Savaas Realize or to Schoology to grade this. So once I'm in one student's work, I can grade all students in that class at one time. It's very efficient, very nice feature. And all I have to do is click enter, type in the score, and continue on. So if I did have more students, I'd use this drop-down menu, move to the next student, hit enter, and grade their work, hit enter, and move on. When I'm done, when I'm finished here as grading this assignment, I don't have to exit back if I don't want to in the top right left-hand corner. I can just close this, or I can move over back to my Schoology gradebook. So let me show you now. Let's refresh my Schoology gradebook. And let's find my students' work. So here it is, Building Mathematical Literacy. Here's the score that I typed in the Savaas Realize system is now here in Schoology. If you didn't use the point system, if you used a grading system from 0 to 10 or a letter system, this would automatically default and change based on your grading systems. So the two grades will pass back. If I wanted to grade the reteach to build understanding, I could go ahead and grade the reteach to build understanding right now as well. So because that is, again, it's blank with a comment letting me know that I need to manually grade this item. And it's as simple as that. Now you've graded a manually graded item from Schoology through Schoology, and the grades have passed back.